Live, the news on NBC6 today at 5 starts now.
It is election day across the country, and several seats are up for grabs here in South Florida. We break down the major races and what's at stake.
Plus, these pills may look like regular prescription meds, but the DEA says that they are phony. They're killing people. Do you have some at home?
Pythons on the loose. Hundreds of them are slithering around, invading one of South Florida's iconic landscapes. It is not what you want to see as you're having breakfast, but you know what? It's information you need to know this morning.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to bump into one of those guys, right?
No way.
Not at all. Hey, thanks for being with us on this Tuesday morning. A lot to get to, but we want to start with you, right?
That's right. Adam Berg has the day off. Angie Lastman is standing in there at the Weather Center right now with our Tuesday morning forecast. Miss Lastman, good morning.
Yes, I am. Let's talk about that morning commute, because I know that's what everybody's gearing up for, trying to prepare, rush out the door for. The good news is we're not seeing widespread rain, so we won't see a whole lot of wet roads, but there could be a couple. We've seen a few stray showers working in overnight on that east wind, kind of like what we dealt with for a Monday morning. You can expect more of the same. Rain right now is few and far between, but again, stray shower possible as you hit the road this morning. Otherwise, we are starting warm, already into the 80s for many, not seeing much cooling from here on out before that sun comes up just after 6:30. A quick check on your First Alert Doppler 6000. Looks fairly nice right now. Can't really complain about this. Dry skies overhead for Broward, Miami-Dade, and even Monroe County. We were watching just one shower working through Broward County here over the past half hour. That has since fizzled out, but again, could see a couple of spots with some ponding on the roadways. Otherwise, a fairly nice start to our Tuesday morning. All right, let's see if traffic is just as nice on this morning. Hey, Kristen.
Hey, it's not looking so bad. We do have a closure, though, to talk about in I-95, those northbound lanes, but it appears that it might have opened a little early. This is a live look outside at I-95 north and southbound, right around 79th Street, but as you approach 395 to 195, you'll find that the northbound lanes might be limited as you are headed out. So if you are headed in this area, just watch for that. Other than that, it's pretty nice out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those drive times where we are mostly in the green. 5 minutes on 595. The eastbound lanes from 75 to University Drive, you'll be going at a nice 73 miles per hour.
Kristen, thank you. South Floridians will be heading to the polls in just a few hours.
Yeah, Miami-Dade will be voting on several key races and nearly a dozen issues. We want to get out to NBC6 reporter Arlene Bornstein, who is in Hialeah this morning. So much is at stake in these elections.
Absolutely, so many key issues. Registered voters waking up to exercise their right to vote this morning, like the JFK Library here in Hialeah. Elections are also taking place in precincts across Miami, Homestead, and the city of Miami Beach, where voters will decide if commissioners should get a raise. Since 1966, check this out, guys, commissioners have earned an annual salary of $6,000 a year. Voters will decide if that salary should bump up to $45,000, $381. The mayor's annual salary, by the way, currently at $10,000, with a proposal to raise that to $75,636. And in the Miami race, one key issue, politician Willie Gort termed out of his District 1 commission seat, and 7 have been campaigning for his position, including Miguel Gabela.
I want to bring more police presence to the area, better policing. I want cleaner streets. The districts of the residents of District 1 deserve cleaner and well-maintained streets that are lit.
Now, one candidate must win a majority of votes. That's 50% plus 1. If not, candidates will go into a runoff race. We're going to have much more on today's midterm elections across Miami-Dade County. We'll be back at 6 this morning. For now, we're live in Hialeah. Arlene Bornstein, NBC6 News.
Right now, police are still trying to figure out who shot who after an armed robbery leads to a double shooting in Hialeah. Witnesses there say 3 men robbed a man who was doing yard work near a church and school on the area of West 65th Street and 2nd Avenue. The victim was shot, but wasn't the only one. Police also say one of the 3 robbers was shot and was taken to Ryder Trauma via air rescue. 2 others did get away. A witness tells NBC6 that she fears for the safety of her children.
The one have the gun with the white shirt was boom, 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 boom to the person right there doing the grass. And then the other 2 they start running with the mask on.
The suspect who was shot is in serious condition this morning. The victim is expected to be okay.
Okay, so we're getting a look at cell phone video, and it shows the commotion during a SWAT standoff at a hotel in Plantation. Police were searching for a burglary suspect when it led them to the Plantation Inn on North State Road 7 Monday afternoon, and that is where he barricaded himself inside one of the rooms. The standoff came to an end several hours later, and the man was taken into custody, and it looks like he had several warrants out, including one for a burglary in Coral Springs. All right, well, he may have been appointed to the job earlier this year, but now he wants voters to keep him there. We're talking about Broward Sheriff Gregory Toney announcing Monday that he is running next year for Broward Sheriff, a position that he took over after Governor Ron DeSantis suspended Scott Israel. Here's the thing. The state Senate voted last month to uphold Israel's removal, and Toney's move sets up a pretty big showdown with his predecessor, who was criticized for BSO's response to the shootings at Marjory Stoneman Douglas and Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport.
From mediocre training requirements and disregarded internal policies to discounted transparency and accountability, under the previous administration, BSO problems were ignored.
Yeah, so essentially they're going to be going head to head because Israel said last week he plans to run for re-election to claim his spot again. Israel has also questioned the political motives of his ouster among the Republican-dominated Senate.
There is a health alert coming from the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration about deadly fake prescription pills being sent all throughout North America. The agency sending out a warning saying Mexican drug cartels are making mass quantities of counterfeit prescription pills containing fentanyl. That is a dangerous synthetic opioid that can be lethal. The agency says the drug cartels are distributing the pills throughout North America. They did not specify what kind of pills they resemble, but the agency posted these pictures of blue pills with an M printed on one side and a 30 on the other, which is what oxycodone pills can look like. The DEA found 27% of the tablets seized between January and March of this year had lethal doses of fentanyl inside of them.
A South Florida man is behind bars accused of being a porch pirate. And there you see him right there. According to investigators, Paul Rodriguez is charged with burglary and package theft. Police say the 28-year-old was caught on Ring surveillance video stealing 2 packages from a home in Pembroke Pines and then taking off in that red truck you see right there. Investigators say another woman named Vanessa Santos was also arrested. She's accused of driving that same red truck, stealing Halloween decorations from another home.
Governor Ron DeSantis has announced a major initiative to promote transparency in healthcare industry and make an effort to drive down prices and raise quality of care. He announced a new website. It's called Florida Health Price Finder. It's a brand new web tool, and it provides facility level pricing and quality information for you for some of the most common healthcare services.
I think most people, what they want is they want, high quality care, but they want it in the most cost effective way. And so that's what we're trying to do. But if you look around,
The governor also says this new Governor Transparency Award in healthcare, it will be awarded to one hospital per year for demonstrating excellence in price and quality transparency.
507, we're getting a closer look at what witnesses in the impeachment inquiry of President Trump are saying behind closed doors. House investigators are releasing more transcripts today following Monday's release of testimony from 2 career diplomats. NBC6 Washington correspondent Craig Boswell is on Capitol Hill with more.
Good morning, Johnny. As the House releases 2 more transcripts today, the president steps up attacks on the investigation and a new witness may be coming forward. Today, transcripts of closed-door depositions from U.S. Ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, and U.S. Envoy to Ukraine, Kurt Volker, become public. It's part of the public phase of the impeachment inquiry of President Trump. It adds to Monday's release by House investigators of a pair of transcripts, one from former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, telling lawmakers she was the subject of a smear campaign.
Ambassador Yovanovitch had a well-earned reputation as a fighter of corruption.
Yovanovitch was pulled from her post in May. She testified last month President Trump pushed for her early removal. White House officials scheduled to testify this week are not expected to appear at the order of the administration.
They understand Mr. Schiff has been making the rules up as he goes along, and then he doesn't even follow the rules that he made up. So they understand that process.
President Trump, during a rally Monday evening, ramped up attacks on the whistleblower.
The whistleblower said lots of things that weren't so good, folks. You're going to find out.
And NBC News has confirmed Lev Parnas, a Ukrainian-American businessman with ties to President Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, is now willing to comply with the impeachment inquiry. The remainder of the transcripts in the investigation could all be released by Friday. In Washington, I'm Craig Boswell, NBC 6 News.
The United States is expected to become the first country to exit the Paris Climate Agreement. The State Department filed a notice Monday to start the process of leaving the Paris Accord because of the terms of agreement. The presidential administration had to wait until Monday, although he announced more than 2 years ago he'd reject that deal. Filing the paperwork starts a one-year countdown for the actual withdrawal. It actually becomes official one day after the November 2020 presidential election. We'll have a live report from Washington coming up at 6 o'clock.
Alrighty, let's talk about the roads locally here in Broward County, where we're seeing a pretty nice drive, just a little bit of congestion. It's going to be right here on US 1. You can see that in the north and the southbound lanes right between Commercial and Sample roads. 95 looks good though, so if you're heading out the door, maybe in Lauderdale by the Sea, Oakland Park, Wilton Manors, you should be fine. Just quickly out west here, you can see that the Sawgrass Expressway running beautiful, Angie.
All right, and we want you to grab a couple of things before you head out the door. The checklist does include your umbrella, but that's mainly focused for those early morning hours where we could see a stray shower or two. I showed you First Alert Doppler 6000 just minutes ago. Not a lot on it now, but the chance is there through the rest of the morning. Otherwise, more heat, more humidity means a t-shirt and shorts kind of day. We'll see a little bit of sunshine once it comes up just after 6:30. We'll tell you more about that next front and temperature trends until then, coming up in just minutes.
All right, sounds good, Angie. The time right now is 5:10. Coming up, the top stories that we're following on the NBC 6 News feed this morning.
Also ahead, we are learning new details after a man was doused in acid during an argument over a parking space. The case is much deeper than a traffic fight.
And remember to stay connected with the NBC 6 app. Interactive First Alert Doppler 6000 tracks rain right down to your street. You can check out forecasts from Angie Lastman, get weather alerts, see instant. She issues them anytime, anywhere.
TV's #1 drama has brought us